never met a kid named John. John was drunker than a skunk and happy as can be. We went to the Latin quarters and we got in free. School me all the girls like nothing with my truck jewelry. Cause I'm a fly brown rubber and you can't school me. Boogie Down was performing, hey they hate no joke. And a bunch of Brooklyn kids was looking all down my throat. Was it my big chains with the big plates on them?
Wake your punk ass up.
Warrior class, zoo, stand up. Warrior class, zoo, rise up. Warrior class, zoo, speak up. Warrior class, zoo, show up. Warrior class, zoo, smoke 'em out. Peace, blessings, and black love. This is OOOOOWWWTT coming to you back at it again. This is another visual. I wanted you to look at the dialogue. I also wanted you to hear the audio of what's transpiring in the shadows, in private rooms and private spaces, and having conversation amongst our people group. So when I say our people group, I do not mean we're the only and absolute individual people group that are doing it. I'm simply saying this is what's going on in our community, why we are having a difficulty of coming together. Roll the tape.
Get mad at that man because that man doing good, man. That man take care of his people. That man a real nigga. He don't snake people. He don't backdoor motherfuckers. Man, I don't get no He look out for motherfuckers that look out for him. Joe, that man got a big heart for it. You don't like him, folks?
Man, I'm just saying, I don't like his bitch ass. His ass, man, I don't like dude ass, man. Bro, his ass getting too much money for me. I don't like his bitch ass. He doing too much. He got his kid, take care of his kid. I don't like that bitch ass.
Goofy as hell, man.
How I'm a goofy? How?
Like, I don't even get you niggas. How you niggas sit back and hate on a nigga that don't do shit to no nigga?
Man.
Like, folks, like, you need to real life, like, take no hate class, folks.
No hate class.
Sign up for that shit, G. That shit, come on, folks.
Man, look,
you niggas sit back and hate on a nigga that don't hate on nigga. How could you hate on a nigga that like to see a nigga win, folks?
Man, fuck dude. Dude don't be giving me no money. He ain't putting no money in my pocket. On phone now. He ain't putting no money in my motherfucker pocket.
Oh, you not listening to shit I'm trying to tell you, folks. You just a snake hating ass nigga.
Man, he ain't
get
putting
the
no
fuck out my
crib,
G.
Do you see how he told him to get the F out of his crib? Do you hear the dialogue? Do you hear the transaction of words? What I'm telling you, that's what's going on in these streets. That's what's going on at the barbecues. That's what's going on in the cells. That's what's going on in our family. That's our brothers. That's our sisters. That's our mothers. That's our aunts. That's our uncles. That's our sons. That is our daughters. It isn't stemming from chattel slavery, white supremacy solely, like they invented it, they created it. What they really did is they just magnified it. They emphasized it. They honed in on it. It was a weakness. It is a weakness that is in all humans. It is a weakness that is in all people tribes. It is a weakness that is in every people group. The only difference is we are the only ones on this planet that have this skin color phenotype, and we were centralized like a bowl. We were put in one particular place where they can study us, they can learn from us, they can teach us, and they can figure out what makes us tick. So they're using our own tactics against us. They're using our own personality traits against us. They're using the things that are within us against us. There are people that are sitting amongst us that do not wish us any good. There are people that are sitting amongst us that will not go the distance. There are people that are amongst us that have a different agenda. They want something different out of the game. And just like that Mel told him to get the fuck out of my house, what I keep trying to explain to you people is this is the exact reason why I stay away from people. Some people can smile and some people can be as charismatic as the day is as long. That is a turnoff to me. I don't need you doing all that smiling like the Joker. I don't need you doing all that checking in how you doing, what you doing. I don't need none of that. All I need to know is the job done. I don't need a pat on my back. I don't even really need extra money. I do need the extra money to pay bills, but I don't need the extra money raised as a compensation for you mistreating me. Stop mistreating me. I would rather you stop mistreating me than you pay me more money so that you can continue to mistreat me. People are sitting amongst us envious. People are sitting amongst us jealous. People are sitting amongst us contemptuous. And I keep telling you patterns. It doesn't matter what the name is. This is why don't focus on emphasizing on a particular person, and I do not focus on emphasizing on a particular situation or terminology. I keep telling you, you have 4 types of word phrases. You have antonyms, synonyms, homonyms, and homophones. And I keep explaining you, for the most part, it is the English language broken down in a specific pattern so they can say the same thing to you a different way. And I've explained it, and I'll keep explaining it because, again, I got to beat my drum as many times as I have to beat my drum so that the listening audience someday, one day, will eventually hear the sound of my drum. But the rhythm can't change. I can't stop because you're a coward. You may be a coward, but your daughter may not be. You may be a coward, but your grandchild may not be. So I have to keep beating my drum so that hopefully one day somebody in your bloodline will be strong enough to adhere to the tools, the lessons, and the breaking down and the understanding of what's going on. So when you hear the word read, R-E-D, in the context sentence of sentence structure, when you're talking about reading a book, not the color red, R-E-D, as in Crayola crayon. When you're reading the sentence, did you read, R-E-D, the 2 pages, the 2 chapters that I gave you last night? The response to that is yes, I read the 2 pages or the 2 chapters last night. Although it's read in one context, it's read in another context, it's the same word. It just has 2 different meanings. And what I'm asking you guys to do, it's important and imperative that you go and do the work. If you are saying in your mind, I don't have the time, then that means, God damn it, make time. If you are saying in your mind, well, I'm not in a situation to be able to do that right now, then that means put yourself in a situation to be able to do that. That means there's some changes in your life that need to be made. The current path that you're on is a path of failure or hardship. And if we're telling you is an easier way that it can be done, and we're showing you options of how to get it done, even if you don't go to the full measure, the point is better. The point is it's easier. So start to carve out a little bit of time in your personal life to get the lessons on your own. Yes, watch my videos, watch everybody's videos, understand how it works, but carve out the time to get the time so you can learn what you're supposed to learn so you can problem solve better. So that when voting comes back around, you actually understand what it is you're voting for. And don't worry so much about the talking points that they put on the news at night. Worry and look at all the talking points that you have access to. I've seen a bill. I've seen a United States Congress bill. I've seen multiple versions of them. Some are stacked as big as a computer. Some of them are stacked as small as a pamphlet. Some of them are stacked 1,000 pages. And it basically just, this is what we're covering. I've seen multiple variations of passing a legislative bill. So I'm telling you, in these bills, when they present to you what they have, they're coming with a lot, and you're not going to be able to read them all. Plus, you don't have access. You don't have clearance. You can't go behind closed doors. But for the most part, what you should be focusing on is their selling points, their talking points. So when they talk about whether or not they're going to cut the check or if they're going to give people of color, you should automatically, as soon as you hear the people of color, dismiss it, say no. The reason why you have to say no is because the people of color incorporates all non-people that are not white. That means the only people that don't qualify for that are white people, or those that are denoted to be white. But if you're not denoted to be white, by default, you can get it. The Hispanics, the Latinos can get it. Individuals that come from the Pacific Islands, such as Hawaii or whatever, they qualify for it. Your Indian qualify for it, which is your, I want to say your East Indian. They qualify for it. All people who do not qualify or classify as the term white qualify. The problem with that is that all people groups who do not classify themselves as black technically classify themselves as white. They're just variations of white. So when we're having these discussions with the ADOS, when we're having these discussions with the FBA, we're trying to get a terminology that primarily focuses on the individuals that have grandparents, aunties and uncles, mothers and fathers who were slaves in this soil, on this land, who look like you and who look like me. It cannot incorporate Barack Hussein Obama when his lineage comes from Africa and the other lineage comes from America, but they were not slaves on this land. So it has to be specific to those individuals, that individual people group. Again, these words are floating around because you're not paying attention to the words and you're not doing your due diligence and you're not doing things to protect yourself at all means. So if a Democrat, if a Republican, if a politician comes around and they make a bill and they say we're going to give blase, 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 blah reparations to people of color, that does not mean foundational Black Americans, and it does not mean the American descendant of slaves or the Black American descendants of slaves. People of color means everybody. So when you're doing your work and you're doing your due diligence, learn these words, learn the antonyms, learn the synonyms, learn the homonyms, and learn the homophones so that when they present you with their talking points, you can weed it out. The LGBTQ and the Black feminists, they are using our deaths, Black male deaths, to gain access, power, position, and prestige. But they have no internal desire to do the right thing. So when that individual comes and says, Black women, that Amira Locke who was just shot, a female comes up there and says Black women are tired. Black women are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Just for shits and giggles. That was a quote that Fannie Lou Hamer made when she was going through it in the civil rights era, when she was denied the right to vote. At the same time, when she went into the hospital, they removed her cervix to where she could not give birth. And they did that. They misdiagnosed her, but what they were after is not euphemism. What is it? Like, it's not a vasectomy, but what it is it's that process that prevents a female from giving birth. She can have intercourse, but she's not going to give birth. This is what they did to Fannie Lou Hamer against her will and against her knowledge. So when she's on the scene, this is a specific reason why she's on the scene. She uses that quote, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, a Black woman gets up on that stage, Black female gets up on that stage and says, Black women are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And what you need to understand is you need to hear Black feminist talking points, or it's going to be like another Black Lives Matter with the Patrice Cullors and them other two idiots. They're using a Black feminist agenda shielded behind Black boys are dying and we're Black mothers of these Black boys, and somebody feel our sympathy. Black people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Not Black men, not Black boys, not Black females, not Black women, not Black girls. Black people. And when I speak I'm speaking it very, very specific so you can hear me hone in, focus on a specific group of people. Everything I say, it weeds out the bullshit and it makes you focus on the particulates. There are some days I don't want to be specific because it doesn't require that. This is what the class is. If I do 100 videos, by default, you understand my audience. You understand my target of my target objective. But if you're new to this, then you're going to ask me, will clarify. It's very vague. It's very ambiguous. I don't understand who you're talking to. I don't know. Why are you making a generalized statement? I am not here to do specifics and show you data statistics. The whole course of coming to my video, the whole process of coming to my channel is so you can get a better understand who I'm targeting. I'm targeting heterosexual Black men. Heterosexual Black men are afraid to do the right thing. Heterosexual Black men are terrified of doing what it is desired, what they were designed to do, what they must do. They are afraid, and they have very good reason to be afraid. They have just cause to be afraid because the walk this walk is not cheap. The walk this walk is not expensive. The walk this walk is going to cost. The walk this walk is going to hurt. And they're afraid of all of that. If you are in a situation where you've been failing a large part of your life, you've been ridiculed a large part of your life, you've been denied a large part of your life, to a certain point in time, you say, I had enough of this shit. So you will make plans, you will make ideas, you'll come up with a scheme, you'll come up with something to say, I need to succeed at something. And eventually you're going to bow out of whatever fight because you're tired of failing. You're tired of being looked at as a failure. You're tired of being treated like a failure, when in reality you're not a failure, but they are waging war against you. And everywhere you turn, other men are waging war against you. Your daughters are waging war against you. Your sons are waging war against you. Your women are waging war against you. And your mothers are waging war against you. And your fathers are waging war against you. And that coon ass baby boomer class, they're waging war against you. You get tired of being a failure. You're not stupid. You're maybe not as smart as the other kid in class, which there's intelligence at every level. But the point of the fact of the matter is you get tired of failing. So when you get an opportunity to do something, you're not going to do anything to fuck it up. So if I get an opportunity to make $12 an hour, and even though I know that's very, very little, you're going to stay. I'm going to stay. Well, I'm not, but a lot of males are going to stay at that position because something is better than nothing. And they're praying and they're hoping that eventually in a certain amount of time, they can come out of it. And they don't mind if it takes 10 years to come out of it, because what they were running from or what they were currently facing is worse than the possibility of the future. And the women are running around and they're giving these people opportunity. Understand, gentlemen, if you don't come together and try to get to a point where you can support, uplift, and build up just us, not our nation, just us, then we will fall because of our nation. For them, and I don't want, this is it for me right here, because I'm going to close this out. I need you guys to answer down in the comment section. I'm going to leave this one blank. Which gender is the most freest on this planet? Which gender is the most freest on this planet? Heterosexual black men. We must get together and get our money right. We must get together and get our plans right. We don't need to have the same plan. We don't need to be all on board with records or making music or making fashion. All we need to do is get the money. Once we get the money, we're going to give it to whoever is capable of making that money flip. Whoever is capable of making that money flip, understand your position. Once we come to you with our monies and you have the ability to make it flip, you owe us a percentage of your company. If you are one of those individuals that want to be a HNIC and do it all on your own, you have every right to do that. But for those that don't mind being a conglomerate, for those that don't mind being a bigger picture individual, understand you owe us a percentage of your company. And at the either, depending on how much cash flow you're getting, we're going to require something at the end of the month, or we're going to require something at the end of every 3 months, or we're going to require something at the end of every 6 months. But at the end of the year, we need to have X amount of money to make sure our investment is sound and things are happening. But this concept of going at it alone, it doesn't work. It's hypothetical, so don't go research these numbers. You have 100 million individuals that are officially unemployed. Then you bring in 30 million individuals to work. If you have enough jobs to employ 30 million individuals, give or take, why would you not focus on the 100 million people that you already have in your country? You're not going to get them all. There is no system that catches them all. So there is no system that is perfect. But why would you leapfrog over 100 million people in order to bring in 30 million people and find ways to give that people group jobs, economics, in a sustainability. That's systematic racism. Yes, white people fall in a loop. Yes, Hispanic people fall in a loop. Yes, every people group falls into it because, again, white supremacy, racism, the system of injustice, it's a dragnet. It catches as many people as it can catch. But again, when you're tuna fishing with a net, the bulk of your catch is tuna fish. You may get a jellyfish, you may get a baby shark, you may get a squid, you may get anything, but your bulk catch is tuna fish. Think of that in the real world. You may get some whites, you may get some Hispanics, you may get some Latinos, you may get whatever, but your bulk is black people. That's systematic racism. Warrior class, zoo, rise up. Warrior class, zoo, speak up. Warrior class, zoo, show up. Warrior class, zoo, smoke them out. Peace and black love.
Fair Use Act disclaimer. This site is for educational purposes only. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research.
Get mad at that man because that man doing good, man. That man take care of his people. That man a real nigga. He don't snake people. He don't backdoor motherfuckers.
Man, I don't get no
He look
fuck.
out for motherfuckers that look out for him. Joe, that man got a big heart, folks. You don't like him, folks?
Man, I'm just saying, I don't like his bitch ass. His ass, man, I don't like dude ass, man. Bro, his ass getting too much money for me. I don't like his bitch ass. He doing too much. He got his kid, take care of his kid. I don't like that bitch ass.
Goofy as hell, man.
How I'm a goofy? How?
Like, I don't even get you niggas. How you niggas sit back and hate on a nigga that don't do shit to no nigga?
Man.
Folks, like, you need to real life, like, take no hate class, folks.
No hate class.
Sign up for that shit, G. That shit, come on, folks.
Man, look,
You niggas sit back and hate on a nigga that don't hate on nigga. How could you hate on a nigga that like to see a nigga win, folks?
Man, fuck dude. Dude don't be giving me no money. He ain't putting no money in my pocket. On phone now. He ain't putting no money in my motherfucking pocket.
So you not listening to shit I'm trying to tell you, folks.
Man,
You just a snake hating ass nigga.
Man, he ain't
Get
putting
the
no
fuck out my
money in
crib, G.